Maka, in terms of your time with Real Madrid and playing abroad, when we went out there to watch the Real Madrid, I think it was in the semi-final last season.
Yes, it was. You had the Bayern game.
Maka took us to this restaurant afterwards. He knows everybody, obviously speaks the language. You properly immersed yourself in the culture. How important is that when you see players travelling abroad?
Sorry to interrupt 1 second. So that's Wembley? That's something else. I could have gone to Real Madrid. It never happened. Maka went to Real Madrid. Okay, let's carry on. Is that all you brought me here for? All the great times you've had. And I could have gone to Real Madrid. It never happened. Maka, when you went to Real Madrid, how great was it?
That's another programme. Great games Barnsley never made.
Or games, Champions League final.
Thing is, I knew this because I spoke to people before I went. I spoke to Rushy. I spoke to you because I knew you wanted to leave or wanted to try it and play abroad. I spoke to Rushy.
You never. I never wanted to leave.
I spoke to Rushy.
I've got to go back to Liverpool tonight.
No, you never wanted to. I spoke to David Platt all about. But of course, they'd all played in Italy. They hadn't played in Spain. So, but I was just getting their opinion about playing abroad. But I always wanted to do it, actually. I always wanted to do it. So when the opportunity came around, I jumped at it. But I knew that it was going to be hard. I knew I had to learn the language. I knew it would be lonely. I knew you'd be nervous at times. But that was all. That was part and parcel of it all.
Real Madrid now. Let me just ask you about that and where you think they are compared to last season. How you think they're getting on?
They're not near the form that they showed last year. I think it's a number of reasons. Tony Kroos retiring is a big loss. They didn't realise how much of a loss it would be. They thought they could put, Tchouaméni back or Camavinga back and it'd be okay. Kylian hasn't worked out as well as it can be expected as of yet, and they've had some terrible injuries. Danny Carvajal's done his ACL and Militao's done his ACL. The keeper did it last year. David Alaba's coming back from his ACL, and that is... whether that's a workload issue, it probably is. That needs to be addressed.
I always wanted to ask this question because you were there at the time when they had the Galacticos, yes? And of course you had the players who were the very, very good players. And of course you became the midfield powerhouse worker.
Yeah.
And it was very specific in terms of, do you think now they have that distinction between, are they trying to get back to that with Jude and Vinicius Junior to get the Galacticos back with the other players? Or do you think they've gone away from that now?
I think the Galactico era's only come in because they've just signed Mbappe. I don't think last year it would have been classed.
They haven't done it for a long time, yeah.
And Jude was a 20-year-old big money buy. I don't think it was a Galactico buy. Vinicius they brought in when he was 17, wasn't he? And Rodrigo the same.
I'm talking about the philosophy. Are they still looking to do that?
I don't think so. I think, you know what, they're clever at the moment. They've built themselves up to such an extent now that they don't have to buy players anymore. Players are now saying to Madrid, I will come to you in 2 years on a free contract. They've got Kylian on a free. People like Alphonso Davies, the talk about him, he's on a free at the end of the year. I mean, I'm not saying Trent will go or Mo will go or Virgil will go, but these type of players, they can now go.
So they'll pay the salaries, but not the transfer fees.
They can now say, well, we don't need a...
Trent will go in Madrid.
A centre forward.
Trent will go in Madrid.
No, I don't think he will.
No chance.
I don't know. I have no idea. They don't need players. They get players now ringing them up 2 years before going, look, do you need a left back? I'm going to be 2 years, I'll come. And if you're good enough, they'll go, okay, we'll speak near the time. And they are so powerful now because of the stadium, because of the city, which is so good, and the order they have.
Yeah. Who's winning it this year?
Winning what?
The Champions League.
I think one of the English teams will win it.
You think?
Listen, you may say I'm bound to say this, but I'm just looking at the other teams in terms of how they're playing now. And what you also have to do is come March, see who's doing what. Because if you're going to say now, Liverpool has got a better chance than any English team now. But come March, where it is. Are Man City, depending on what they do, Real Madrid aren't the club they are. Barcelona are looking quite good. Bayern Munich probably not. So I don't think there are really any outstanding teams like they have been.
And also, you've got January to buy if you need to. Real Madrid will plug the gaps that they have in January.
Yeah, but January you're not getting any real superstars, though, are they?
No, but they could. They'll get a right back or a centre defence.
Yeah, but not a player to win them the Champions League.
No.
So I'd fancy Liverpool, I must admit.